Thank you for tuning in to Wildlife Idaho. My name is Taryn, and today we're going to talk about my 2024 mule deer hunt. This is actually my first ever mule deer hunt. It's the first hunt that I ever got good footage of and spent a lot of time dedicating it to filming and trying to get it all documented. And I think I did a good job, like I said in the last video, but I did end up losing the first 3 days of footage. But the first 3 days in a nutshell pretty much were moving around, trying to find where deer were. We had a pretty good game plan going in, but we thought we did at least, but it ended up not working out. So we had to move around a lot the first few days. We didn't really see any deer that we could go shoot. We saw a couple that were across the river, saw a couple that were on private property, but nothing we could go after actually. So the first 3 days were pretty much just a big bust, a big kick in the butt. But day 4, we were able to get Jordan's buck, and I was happy. Didn't even care whatsoever if I killed a deer.
Dropped him. I got it. Falling down the mountain. Oh, hell yeah, Jordan. Good shot.
So going into the morning of day 5, which was our last day, we were able to hunt. We were able to hunt till about noon. We had to leave by noon on day 5. I honestly didn't have high hopes. I was like, we're just gonna go even if we see a deer. Chances are I won't shoot it because it's just gonna be too late in the morning and we won't have time. But turns out we got on a deer right at first light. So, and it was a deer that I was willing to shoot. He wasn't the biggest deer in the world, but I've seen smaller. It was very first light. We were walking in. It was honestly a little later than I wanted to get in there. We did sleep in a little bit, but it was still first light. We were hiking in. I wanted to be glassing by first light, but it didn't work out that way. I had my head down, just hiking, and I saw some movement out of the corner of my eye and kind of put my hand up behind me and looked up, and there was a buck chasing the doe right there. So I'm like, Jordan, get that camera up, let's go. And I'll pick up right there.
Alright, we were just coming up over this ridge where I shot my buck yesterday, and we spotted a buck and a doe on the same little canyon where I shot mine. So right now we're kind of getting into position, trying not to get skylined. We're going to get into a good shooting position. They're working right towards us, so we'll get down here, we'll get set up, and we'll continue the video there.
Now, where I was taking this shot, it's just super, super steep. So in order to get a good shot on this deer, I had to use my brother's foot to set my rifle on. He was sitting kind of on his foot on the hillside and had his elbow down and locked in. He was locked in pretty good filming and had his foot dangling down the hill, and I was kind of below him. So I was like, hey, that's the steadiest rest I can see. So I kind of crawled up on the rocks and got up there and got ready to shoot, and the rest is history.
You'll be able to see him there. Let's go. Hit him. He bucked. He's hurt. He's gonna go down. He's going down. Pump another one in him.
Bottom one or top?
Bottom one.
In my first shot, center punched him, and I thought I missed from the sound it made. When my brother said I hit him, I was like, no, I didn't. I hit a rock, because the ricochet sound it made. Turns out, look, watching the video, you can see it hitting the rock behind him. You can still see the pink mist cloud floating up in the air, and then there's that rock behind him and it explodes. I did hit him. I hit him a little bit far back with that first shot, but I did hit him.
Hold on. Hold on. It's straight at you. Pump one in him. He's hurt, but he's not. Hold on. He's asked to you. I think you're hitting low. Bottom. He's up right there. Hold on. He's going down on a finger there.
So, the second shot there, he was facing almost straight at me. So, I just held a little high and just pretty much aiming for center of mass. Try to get a second round in him at that point. Because I've seen lots of deer get away with one bullet in them, but I've never seen any get away with two. So, I just got another bullet in him. And he was still took off and got up out of sight in that gully. And in the excitement of the whole deal, my brother turned the camera off and set it down, and we got up and we took off running. I thought he had the camera the whole time, but we took off running, and we ran about 1.5 miles, and I had to put another round in him at about 230 yards, I think is what it was. Yeah, I put the kill shot on him, absolutely dumped him. The only reason he moved from where I shot him is because he jumped when I shot him, and then he was dead in midair, flopping down the hill. I wish I would have got that on video, but unfortunately, we left the camera behind for that part, and it took us a while to find it, but once we did find it, this is where we picked up again.
We had to run about 1.5 miles down the backside of that next knob. I got a 230-yard shot on him and put him down.
Zoom in for you guys, show you where he's laying dead. He is laying dead right there in that brush pile on that very far knob. There's a little finger there, and he is dead. Way down there. We chased him all the way down this finger, up and over the edge, and straight down the hill. Got about a 245-yard shot on him. Dumped him in his tracks. He made us work for it.
Yeah.
And the work hasn't even started yet, but we're tagged out. We're gonna drop some weight, leave the rifle, get as light as we can, and get down to him, get hands on him. Should be dead down in that bush waiting for us. So we'll update you once we get down there. Well, we shot him when he was right here between these two shrubs from up on those rocks, that top rock shelf. He was right here, and he took off down the hill, took one big leaping bound right here, and slid.
Look at that, spraying.
Straight down.
Spraying blood.
We're gonna slide on down with him. Yeah, you spraying blood all over.
He's a 2x3.
And there he is.
Forky with a split. At least it's in this nice, thick, thorny.
Another nice tall. See forky on one and a split on the other. Pretty buck. Pretty buck.
We definitely put in the work for this. Last day, early morning. He's in a hellhole. It's gonna be hell to get him out of here, but this is why we do it. I'm very thankful for this. He's got trash everywhere in his base. He's a cool little buck, really tall, sharp. The last shot I put on him was absolutely perfect. So, big blocky head, it's cool. Not the biggest buck in the world, but that's not what I was in here for.
It's meat in the freezer.
It's meat in the freezer and a head on the wall. And a memory that's gonna last forever for sure. For sure. There's no way you can forget a day like this. Especially what's coming up. It's a cool buck.
Very cool.
Alright, let's get to work, I guess.
Now the work begins. We are gonna get to the tippy top and then about a 2.5 mile hike out to the pickup. We're gonna take a break once we get up top, load the rest of our gear we dropped on and get the final push out. We'll probably update once we get up there. But for now it's time to go put in the work and get a little sweaty. Embrace the suck, as this right here is why we do it.
Bringing the groceries home.
Bringing home the groceries.
Made it back. There's the outcome right there. Two pretty respectable deer.
Honestly, the hike out, I think it was just because it was my deer on my back that made it so much easier than the hike out the day before. Or maybe it was just because I was conditioned to it because the day before hiking Jordan's deer out. But yeah, the hike out went pretty smooth. Yeah, I'm just very, very, very thankful for the way everything turned out on this hunt. I'm thankful that it was hard the first 3 days. I'm glad it wasn't easy. I'm glad we struggled because it made that, it was, I mean, the 2 bucks that we saw are the 2 bucks that we shot. It was a struggle. It wasn't like we were passing deer up and being picky. It was, I need to shoot the first deer I see so my wife doesn't kill me for bugging her about this hunt for so long to come home empty-handed. It was I had to come home with something, and just to come home with something that of that quality and that good of a memory the whole hunt is just, I'm so thankful for that. I'm glad I could get it done, get it under my belt. Hopefully I can do it for many more years to come. I know that Jordan's going to want to join me, so I know we're going to make an annual mule deer trip every year. made it this far, thank you for sticking around. Once again, if you like this kind of stuff, just like and subscribe. My videos are only going to get better from here, I'm assuming. Thank you again for sticking along. Until next time, goodbye.